basically.
Oh, guys, I just started the recording. I'm a dummy. I swore I started before, did I not? Oh my gosh. Well,
All right, tee us up again, Ben. I'll start where I left off.
All right, folks. This is the second time you're hearing this conversation because I forgot to hit the big red button. I'm a dummy. But yeah, Day did a Hyrox, and we're going to talk about it. Hopefully this time everything's working and we're good to go. So what we were essentially saying was like Hyrox, because it is very much like, you know, they're running the same event and they're just taking it around. It's much more uniform in how it gets rolled out, and hopefully it's something. I think Day, you said this was the case, that it's like it ran smoothly because of that. Whereas like one of the things with other obstacle course racing type events is like you can't. It's they're because they're outside. It's like you can't standardize it.
Yeah,
not like that, right? Like you're not gonna be able to compare. You're only ever going to be able to compare one event to that same event. Like it was at this ski resort, I compared the one from last year at this ski resort, but you can't compare it from like previous ones or like other locations, I guess.
Yeah, and that was, and I want to hear Day's personal experience, but for me, outside looking in, when Hyrox first came around, I was like, this is stupid. Like they're trying to piggyback off of CrossFit, but it's for people who like are not good with the barbell, and like that's their version of CrossFit. And I mean, there's been a lot of people making fun of like the wall ball standard with Hyrox, which some of them are egregious. However, I'm sure it's hard doing wall balls in like frigging running shoes where it's like they're like squishy and on a boat basically. But the more it's been going on, the more I was just like, oh, this isn't stealing from CrossFit. This is just the modern, like this is the new Spartan race. This is the new mud run where it's like where people are like want to do their local 5K or local 10K. It's like that, but way more fun than the running. It's like, yes, there's running involved, but you do other things. And they do a really good job, at least outside looking in, of making it like a club, fun, loud atmosphere. I think when I started, I was just like, why would people want to continue doing this, right? Like coming from a CrossFit background, Ben, it's like the unknown and unknowable aspect is like kind of what makes CrossFit fun. Like you never know what you're going to get in terms of combinations and stuff.
But not everybody likes that.
Right. And then
like people want to know what they're signing up for. It's like
that,
when you run a local competition, how many local competitions do you know that they would get signups if they didn't release like the movement list ahead of time? Like
no one would sign up.
You have to be able to clean 155 as a male. You have to be able to do a bar muscle up. You have to be able, like, if they didn't do that, people would legit not sign up.
You have
people are scared to be embarrassed.
It's
a little different when you're a CrossFit Games athlete versus like the local weekend warrior. And
right.
Like, obviously, like now there's professional Hyrox athletes, but like any, I guess, sporting event like that's gonna have that big of a draw. Most of the people are just recreational, and they want to know what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah, and
you could also say like, sorry, I'm gonna cut you off one more time. You could also say like, you know, if you're doing like a 5K, it's a 5K every time. Like, why are you doing it? You know, my mom's done how many 5Ks in her life? Like, just because it's the same thing every time doesn't mean that it's the same thing every time, I guess is my point.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could say that with like an Olympic triathlon.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Every time.
Yeah, and I don't know why that was the
movements.
I don't know why that was like the thought process of mine, but I know I'm not the only one who thought that when Hyrox came onto the scene.
No, because I think it's because it's reminiscent of CrossFit, right?
You're right.
There's like quote unquote CrossFit movements in it. So it looks more like CrossFit, but then it's not varied.
Correct.
So it's like this weird gray area, and I think that's why a lot of CrossFitters get butthurt.
They also capitalized, and then Day can jump in. We keep going over. Ben and I keep talking over the one woman who actually
talking about her Hyrox experience, and it's just me and Chris bannering.
Listen, I've been gone a while, so it's it's also allowed a lot of people who, like, two of the biggest like fitness brands are Orange Theory and F45. And essentially you took a competition that can adequately pull from those two gigantic fitness brands while also pulling from CrossFit. And then like by us, there's a big brand called Alpha Fit Club. It's like they basically do Hyrox every day. Like, so it's like, oh, we've now found something that literally everyone across these realms can do. And they do move, and they're doing these movements in their everyday classes. It's not like a Spartan race where it's like, how many gyms actually have someone swinging from bars and running through mud in their everyday classes? Nobody, you know? But it's like, no, I do wall balls and skier all the time.
I got to set up my shock system real quick.
Yeah. So anyways, Day, your turn.
I don't even know where to start from there. No, but I think you guys make a good point. Okay, for someone that like Chris, I was on the same boat as you where I thought it was dumb at first. I was like, this is kind of dumb, especially starting with the name Hyrox. I heard it means hybrid rock star. And that right there just pisses me off.
Is that real?
That's what I heard. Yeah.
That's real.
And
wow.
like
they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah. Like just super cringy. So right there, I'm like, all right, I have no interest. But I think one thing that got me into it was like, I'm someone who's pretty mediocre at everything, and I also am just busy with life. So I like dabbling with. I like as much routine as I can get, considering everything else is kind of variant in my life right now. It's like school and all that stuff. So it's like I could have something where I can train for, and it's not going to change every week, and I could just test my progress in that. And that's, I think, why like a lot of people who turn 30 go into running, right? It's just like a single modality, and you could like assess progress over time a lot more easier than with CrossFit. So I found it interesting. And then just doing it was like we were saying before, it was so well run. It was just like, it was a whole vibe. There was like loud music. There was, these vendors and all that stuff. You can sit, it was an NFL stadium. So State Farm Stadium, I think it's called, in Phoenix. So that was cool. And it was just like all well laid out. Everything was like on time. I don't know. I had a good time. It was fun.
Day, I feel like, oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I remember Ben talking about one of the competitions that you flew out to in California. And you flew out there and it was like in the middle of the heat, the sun was beaming down on you, the barbells were hot, like all of these things. So it's just like a mess. And it's frustrating if you're paying money and traveling to go do that stuff. So obviously I wasn't traveling that far. It was a 2-hour drive-ish. But you do pay money. And so I wanted a well-run event. It was great. It was logistically like smooth and all that stuff. So yeah.
That's literally, Day, what I was about to say. Is like so much of an experience in an event like that is how well it's run.
Yeah.
Like if it's run poorly, it's like, dude, this friggin' sucks. Like,
yeah,
you're sitting around.
Yeah, which is I think one of the reasons why like the local 5K thing is like such a thing. It's because it's like running is super accessible. So like a lot of people in your community probably already do it. All you need is a pair of shoes. It's like, what do you need to like do a local 5K? You need like a chip system and like a guy with a pellet gun. Like that's it. Like,
yeah.
Like a person with a megaphone, a Facebook page and a chip timer, and you're good.
Yeah.
Like that's virtually all you need. Whereas like if we were to host a CrossFit competition, if we didn't do it here at the gym, you'd have to literally we'd have to rip our rig out. We'd have to take all of our bars. It would be insane the amount of stuff you got to take. So it's like, it's just really hard to do correctly. And then it's like, you change it every year. Whereas like they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how many people are there, the equipment that they have, the layout, all of it. So it's like, it's cool that you can have an event like that is going to be super well organized.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm assuming that's a big part of their success.
Yeah. How was it, Day? Was it just like waterfall style? Like, hey, okay, Day, you're running at this time. Make sure you're at the line ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, hey, you get an email like the week before or a few days before with like your start time. And it's like, hey, you sign in 90 minutes before then. That's the earliest you could sign in is 90 minutes before. And then from there, you could walk around, do whatever you want. You could spectate, whatever. But just be ready like 15 minutes before at this like start line. They do like a brief and all that stuff, and they have a little warm-up area that you can access like up to 20 minutes before your start time. Yeah, and so it's like every, I want to say 10 minutes, there's like a new heat going out. And so
That's
it's pretty cool. There were some like elite CrossFitters that were there. I saw Emily Rolfe. Was that how her last name's pronounced? Rolfe.
Yeah.
She passed me like several times.
Okay, bye.
And there was a few other people too, so it was cool.
The fitness movement is sponsored by Coach RX. One of the really cool features about Coach RX is that you can have a storefront as a coach. Basically, it's a landing page where people can view your profile or purchase your services, your coaching, etc. However, you can also sell programs on your storefront that you've created within inside of Coach RX. So you don't need to have a PDF program or anything inside. It's all housed inside of Coach RX. And currently, we have our 8-week Hyrox prep program on zorfitness.com, our website, for $67. But if you use the link in the show notes, I have the same program built out within Coach RX on our storefront for $1. Enjoy. So take us through the event. Like, what was the actual experience of like doing it, like the exercise part?
We're talking about exercise now.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to
kind of your thing
on logistics. Yeah. That part was good. It was I've never actually done one fully, like practiced it or anything. I never actually combined any of the stations with running either. So if I did any like sleds or anything like that, I never paired it with running. So that was the first time doing that. And because I was paired with a guy, it was all the guy weights for like the stand for the sleds and farmers carries and lunges. But overall, it wasn't too bad. I do plan on doing another one in the one in New York City. That one also doubles, but both female, so it'll be all female weights. This time actually train for it and try to go more competitively, just so I know, because I know now what to expect with it. But It was kind of interesting because like with the guys' weights, like farmers carries and lunges especially were like pretty light. Like I was running with the kettlebells and it was 53-pound kettlebells per hand. And then the lunges was 20 kilos. So again, with 20 kilos sandbags. So those are pretty light, even with the male standards. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But it was fun. It was, I mean, as you guys expect, it's a running race. That's what's really going to eat up most of your time. And that's where most people get beat up. I felt like I was prepared for it just because I've been running for an extended period of time now, that the running wasn't bad. The sled push got me. The sled pull, I couldn't get a hang of that one because I kept tripping on the rope. So that was my downfall. But yeah.
I feel like that's the least like intuitive. You go to like do the little like shuffle back step and then walk forward again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little awkward.
It's awkward. I wish I had the strength with that weight to just do like the hand over hand and just like knock it out because it goes by so much faster. But I couldn't do that. I tried, and it was like stagnant.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I think doing it.
There's nothing worse on a sled, whether you're pushing or pulling, when you just go to do it and it doesn't move, and it's just like, huh.
Yeah.
I don't know what's gonna happen here then.
Exactly. I just looked at my partner and I was just like, this is all you. Like, I can't contribute at all in this station. I'll take the other stations. This one, not going to happen. So, yeah.
Did you adjust your training at all for it?
I didn't, no, because I went with.
Well, you've been doing a lot of running anyways.
Yeah. So I was doing a lot of running, but I went with the idea that it was just like, we signed up for a fun fitness class and that's what we were going to do. So the guy that I did it with, he is more of a strength athlete than a runner. So that was our limiting factor as a team, was the running. So that was, when it came to like the sleds, that was nice because he had one, he's Duke, two, he's strong. So that was not a problem for him. I was able to pick up a lot on like the ski, the row, all the cardio stuff. So that was pretty cool. But So yeah, with this next race, I do plan on training for it and actually like having running in conjunction with like um, with some of the stations just to get a little bit more like sport specific circuit training style things. And now that I know what to expect too, but yeah.
Yeah, so say you just like took some time and like exclusively prep for that. Like, not saying you're gonna do that, but
Yeah.
if you were just to like imagine doing that, like how do you think you might lay out your week?
I would still so right now I'm doing long runs and I'm doing a lot of easy runs um with some tempo work. And I would still keep like a good foundation of like easy zone 2 stuff when it comes to running, but I'd probably put in a little bit more like intervals, like faster intervals to kind of get that repeatability of like going at those faster paces. Just because I do think I think I have the foundation to and capacity to run that much because it's like a little over 8K that you're running, but I think it's like the capability of running a little faster at those higher intensities. So having including more of those, probably like 2 times a week of something a little bit higher, closer to that tempo, and then adding just knowing that like the sleds were pretty tough for me, even though it was men's weight, probably adding some sled work with that. I think it'll be helpful. But when it comes to like things like the farmer's carries, like I do grip work, I do anyway, so I won't do anything to focus on like the farmer's carries or lunges. Um, Maybe do some row specific stuff on like cross training days, row and ski because I didn't do any ski erg stuff leading up to it, so just incorporate those maybe with my runs. But
Yeah, I mean you're doing it, so it's like why not include it in your training? And it's like low impact, but like you're not getting like if you really cared about the racing side of it, it's like you're not getting much separation there.
right. And I think for me, like most of the separation, if we're going competitively, like the partner I'll be doing it with, me and her are pretty equal when it comes to like the fitness, our fitness levels, and I think we're both going to have very similar pacing on the run. So it's more like training together and making sure that we're able to maintain certain paces together, so that we're not like breaking apart throughout that. So.
Yeah, it's just so much different, like having the experience of like, okay, we're just doing this as like a fun experience versus like, okay, we're trying to actually get like our best time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I don't know, I don't want to blow up too early, like go out at a certain pace, feel good, go on the sleds, and then once I'm done with the sleds, it's like, oh crap, like we're gonna have to really slow down here, because I do want to get I think for us a sub 70 goal, like 70 minutes or a little less than that would be realistic. So that's what we're aiming for, and hopefully that works out. Yeah.
I think the sleds, I mean, I haven't done a Hyrox, but I would imagine the sleds, like they're not going to be like a heavy sled, like relative to like what some CrossFit athletes are used to, but it's like even a moderate sled, you get done pushing it and like that it blows you up way more than like a rowing or a ski erg or something would.
Yeah, definitely. Because with sleds, like I don't mind pushing sleds at heavy weights, but like after, because that was station number 2. So ski erg was station number 1. The sled push was station number 2. That one, I remember doing my first lap, like the first length down, and I just remember like my legs shaking, and I was like, crap, I got another one. So that one was pretty rough for me. But it's also the burpee broad jumps too. I hate those. Just because they're burpees, like it just like sucks your soul out. Like it's not a bad movement in terms of like complexity or anything, but I just don't like them.
Yeah, burpees are one of those things that burpee broad jumps included that like for like the average person, once you get tired, they really slow down.
Yeah. So everyone does like little burpee broad hops is what I saw. Yeah.
I've I've put some of those in our classes even, but like almost any burpee variation, it's like once you get so tired, it just takes forever to get through.
Yeah. It takes forever. You're exhausted. It's towards the end. I want to say it's like station 5 or 6. It's one of those. So it's like towards the end, you've already like accumulated a ton of fatigue, and it's like just soul sucking. You don't want to do it. So
I feel like it's a little bit different though, because, and I could be wrong in my assessment of this, but when I think about like a burpee box jump or like a burp or a bar facing burpee, like you only have to be so explosive on every rep. It's like with the burpee broad jump, you can be less explosive. You're just not going to get to the line. It's like it's a distance thing. So it's like it requires you to be more explosive to do less work. But you're so tired you can't be as explosive. So I feel like that's what makes it harder, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you can't jump over a bar that's 3 inches off the ground, like you were probably struggling with that before you got tired. So
yeah, for sure. And if you were to do max, let's say you do find it in you to do like a max effort broad jump at that point of the race, that's just gonna like ruin you just because of all the energy it takes if you're doing a max effort broad jump. So it's like not the smartest thing to do either. So keeping that in mind, but I just don't like it, right? Like the whole race, I was like, oh, we still got the burpee broad jumps. Once we finished the burpee broad jumps, I was like, okay, this is fun. All right, let's keep going. And then at that point, we only had 2 more stations to go to. So yeah, that was a dreadful one.
I just, I remembered this day, and I don't know if I've ever actually told you. And I was like, I brought this up I think it was like after a class sometime, and people were talking about something. And I was like, yeah, one time I wrote 100 bar facing burpees for time per day. And like, I thought you didn't get to it or something. And then like I rewrote it for like the next Monday. It was like a Friday. And then she like redid it on Monday and like did it again. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I can't believe this just happened. Do you remember that?
I do remember doing 100. I remember doing it multiple times. I don't remember the time.
It was literally I think 72 hours. I was like, oh my gosh.
We've all made mistakes like,
why didn't she text me?
I don't know, you just do what you're told.
I once wrote a thruster workout. It was for lower body muscle endurance. So it was like biker. I think part of it maybe had you do it standing at a 10 to like blow up your quads. And then it included thrusters. And I wrote it for 2 of my clients, one of them being a guy, and gave it to Courtney. And she was like,
you gave it the male weight, right?
The men's weight. She's like, I am wrecked from that workout. And I was like, really? Like, I knew you'd be sore. And I looked and I was like, oh, you shouldn't have been doing 135 thrusters. That is
brutal.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, there's the best typo that I have was I had this girl at the gym who I was doing some individual design programming for, and she was getting ready for like a 10K trail race. And I had her do, I forget, it was like 30-minute power hike, but I accidentally put kick. And she was doing power kicks up this hill in her backyard for 30 minutes. And she's like, I don't really know what exactly I was supposed to be doing, but I tried my best. Like, oh no.
Her neighbors are like, what is going on out there?
Yeah. It was like it would have been fine if the typo like didn't spell a different word, but it literally made sense.
Yeah.
That's like the most outrageous typo that I know of that I've ever had. 100 bar facing burpees comes pretty close.
I do remember doing that workout, the 100 bar facing burpees, and I just remember like dreadfully waiting for that workout when it came to that time of the week.
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
for real. Alrighty. Who are you doing the next one with, Dave?
My friend Marley.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That'll be
So
fun.
doing that. Yeah. So
Do you guys train together a lot?
yeah.
I
So
thought so.
yeah, we're pretty similar in training styles and all that. So it'll be good. She she was a softball player, but I'm trying to see if there's like anything I think that she would be like stronger in versus me. But we're so pretty equal that I think it'd be like, I feel like every station is going to be like the 1-to-1 work to rest ratio.
Yeah.
Like we'll complete everything. We'll like split the workload in half. We'll be able to like swap out, and it'll be like equal amounts of time spent in the movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be a good one.
Cool. Yeah. I'll be curious to see how, like, you know, if you get a little bit more serious with it, what your training starts to look like.
I know, I'm curious too, because the first one, like I said, didn't really train for it, but I don't know. I want to see like what it feels like to train for it and how well I can do with like a good training plan leading up to it. And I don't think there's going to be much changes, like we were saying. It'll be pretty subtle, but you know, just see if we can like fine tune a few things and go from there.
Yeah, I think it's like you said. It's for most people, it just comes down to running well. So it's like,
Right.
you know, if you've got a, you know, with it being the athlete that you are, right? Like you're obviously a capable lifter and can move all the stuff well. Like it's not going to come down to that stuff for you. It's like unless you were very good at running. So versus like if someone's like I think I saw a guy one time, he was like a professional runner, but it was like super skinny and he like couldn't move the sled. It's like that's the kind of stuff where it's like, okay, obviously for that person they need to work on it, but for most people that are in our circles, it's like it's just a matter of getting your, you know, something like a 10K up.
Right. Yeah. And like at the race there was obviously you saw like all kinds of people and all that stuff, but it was always interesting. Like you started off in your certain heat and there were some people who looked like they were CrossFitters, some people who looked like they were bodybuilders, and people who looked like they were runners. And then, you know, you're trying to see like, okay, which training style is going to be like the winner here. And it was always the people who looked like runners were the ones that were strong runners, not like you were saying like the string bean ones, but like the stronger looking ones. And they did, because again, it's a running race, but CrossFitters did well too. But I did see some of them that were like pretty gassed on the run. So yeah, like you were saying, getting like something similar to like a 10K time up, that's really what's going to help there.
It's like, Ben, have you seen there's this guy who's big on Instagram right now making fun of Hyrox people. He did this like video one time where the Hyrox guy's running with the CrossFit guy, and the CrossFit guy like stops at a stop sign, and the Hyrox guy looks back. He's like, "Why'd you stop?" He goes, "This is the 400-meter mark. We don't go past this." And he's like, "Yo, you should be fine. You should go past it." He's like, "I don't know, man. We don't run past this." Yeah, it's like that's the big thing. It's making sure you're running endurance and tissue tolerance and running is up for sure.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're a games level CrossFitter, you probably, unless you just happen to like running, you're not running nearly enough.
No,
like, to be like even adequately prepared for a Hyrox. Like how many CrossFitters who go to classes run even 8K in a week?
Zero now. It's cold.
Probably. But like even throughout the week, right? Unless they're going and running on their own, none of them. Like none of the class glowers are running 8K.
I mean, think about it like this, Ben. The longest running workout most CrossFitters see in a year is Murph, which is 2 miles. You're still, Dave said it's an 8K. So you're still 2 to 2.5 miles short of what you're going to be doing in a Hyrox. And it's like you're also not incorporating like the cardio aspects of the rower, the skier. Like, it's a lot of cardio.
Yeah, part of it's also just the duration.
Yes.
Like it's 8K of running, but it's not 8K in duration.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like most class workouts, you get like 20, maybe up to 25 minutes of work continuous, like on maybe a 2-week period at some point. And it's like yeah, you get like one workout a week that is running, and it's usually like a bunch of 400s.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or like a mile run buy-in or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's only if everyone shows up. Because if they see the mile buy-in,
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
Right.
it's like, you know what, maybe I'll take today off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of my like competitive people I have running. You know, I usually try to get people, if they're running, try to get them running twice a week. Even if that's a standalone session, it's like they're probably getting maybe 5 to 7K per session. So they're up above 10K in a week. But like,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, but if you're a high-level CrossFitter,
you have so much other stuff.
yeah, if you've touched on that distance, you should probably be okay, which is why the high-level CrossFitters have been crushing Hyrox, because it's like they're getting running distances like that in training, and their aerobic base is just so friggin' robust that it's like they can just shuttle fatigue. Like their legs, like they'll hit the sled.
Stations are all rest.
Exactly.
For like the elite CrossFitters.
Correct. It's like Tia Toomey and friggin' Chandler Smith and them, they like were able to step in and be so like Tia Toomey, I think, partnered with like a high level runner, Hyrox person, and they like obliterated the women's world record.
Yeah.
I think Ricky rode like a 151 average marathon row or something. I could be wrong with that.
Who?
Ricky Garrard.
Oh my
This
gosh.
is like years ago. He wasn't actually at that event, but like that's the kind of thing that's like.
Well, he was also juiced to the gills, so.
But it's like if you, even if you're anywhere close to that on the rower, you're recovering.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously it's a little different per station, but yeah, it's not about that for those guys.
Yeah.
So, any other insights from the event day?
Nah, it was a good time. I'm looking forward to doing it again. I think like if people like to do like local races like 5Ks and things like that, and they have a chance to do a Hyrox, like I would say do it. It's fun. It's a fun fitness thing. Like, you know, it's good. It's just to do it and just have fun. But if someone wants to do it competitively, that's also, I think that's a whole other beast that I can't talk on since I haven't done that yet. But yeah,
it's just so much different though. Like, it's like with anything, it's like if I was gonna go sign up for a sprint triathlon, I could do one tomorrow, and I'd be just fine. But if I want to get my best time, I'm gonna have to dedicate the next decade of my life to get there.
yeah,
Like, it's just so much. There's so much in between those two things.
Right.
So it's like, you know, for almost everybody listening to this, even if they're someone who's like, you know, when I was doing CrossFit competitively, like I wanted to go ski, but I wouldn't go ski not because I was like worried about getting hurt or something. Like I didn't want to miss a day of training.
Right.
mm-hmm.
It's like, I think for most people, it's like they just want to go and have a good time.
Yeah.
If they're honest about it, right? And obviously, if like being prepared is like part of having a good time, but yeah, most people aren't optimizing their week around that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see people there though who look like they were training for it and like doing everything they can to like optimize their performance. They had like that kinesiology tape all over them.
That's when you know.
That's when you know.
Oh, like so many people had like the cupping marks on their back.
Oh yeah,
performance
enhancing for sure.
Yeah.
You know they're hardcore. Like
Michael Phelps did this in 2008, and I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
It's like a Masters athlete who comes into class with knee sleeves and like a belt to like do double unders.
And wrist straps. It's always the wrist supports.
They got every joint is supported by nylon because it might fall apart at any moment.
Yeah, people had gloves. Yeah.
Well, you don't want calluses from the running.
Yeah. If you trip and fall, you got to.
Yeah, that really you slice the air fast enough, you could lose some skin.
That's why I wear those socks. I don't want those calluses on my feet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would screw with your grip so bad on the rope.
I mean,
for the
Gloves.
slide, yeah.
Have you ever climbed a rope in gloves?
no. Well,
Terrible.
last I checked, I wasn't a loser, so no, I haven't.
Yeah.
It just alienated a section of our audience. That's all right.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, maybe we'll have to get you on once you do another one. Do you have a date for that yet?
The one in New York City there's one on end of May, the last weekend of May, and then another one the following week in the beginning of June. So whenever registration opens up, I'll be looking at that.
Cool.
Yeah.
There you have it. We'll get a follow-up in a couple months.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.